students, friends, welcome back to my channel. So today I've taken a different topic that is on sensors, and I will just tell you, today we'll discuss mainly on industrial sensors. So three industrial sensors which are very popular and with which you can do many of the projects, or you should understand about these sensors since these sensors are used in many of the industries. So we will discuss one by one what are these sensors. So first we'll discuss about inductive sensor. And inductive proximity sensor detects what type of material it will detect. It will detect metal objects basically without physical contact. It generates a high frequency electromagnetic field. How it will generate electromagnetic field? Because you have inductor inside. When the current is passed through the inductor, the magnetic field will be generated just like your relays. Okay. When a metal object enters the field, the eddy current are produced in the metal, causing the sensor to detect its pressure. So what does it detect basically? Where you can use it for detecting iron, steel, aluminum, brass, copper, mostly metal parts. It cannot detect plastic, wood, glass, paper, and water mainly. Okay, that is non-conducting material. All right. So this is very commonly used. Then the common market, what sensors you use mainly, that is LJ12A3-4.Z public PX. So the distance it measures is 4 mm and operating voltage is 6 to 36 volt DC. Output, we call it as NPN, normally open. So you can see a picture on the right hand side where I've used an Arduino board and the same sensor, and you can make a small this thing. That is for counting purpose. That is for metal counting purpose it is used. So what are the application where this sensor is used? CNC machines, metal detection, conveyor automation, factory automation, and position sensing. So let's go to another type of sensor, that is capacitive sensor. Okay, it is capacitive. Please, as the name suggests, capacitive, that is capacitors. Okay, a capacitive proximity sensor detects both metal and non-metal object by sensing change in capacitance. Change in capacitance. The dielectric material changes will be there between the two plates. So that will be taking place in this type of sensor. What does it detect? Plastic, water, glass, paper, oil, powder, wood, and metal. All things, even the metal and non-metal things are also detected in this, but specially used for detecting the level of water or liquid presence, right? So that is the main use of capacitive sensor. Okay. So common market sensor which is available in the market are LJC18A3HZBX. Detection distance is 1 to 10 mm, that is lesser only. Supply voltage again 6 to 36 volt DC. So simple example, water level detection. This is mainly used for liquid or water level detection. Application, where do we use this sensor? Water level sensing, powder level monitoring, plastic bottle detection, packaging machines, and wood industry. So these are the industries where it is mainly used. All right, so we'll go to the next sensor that is called as photoelectric sensor. This is also one type of industrial sensor. A photoelectric sensor detects objects using a beam of light, usually infrared or visible light. It can be visible light also, it can be infrared also. Detection occurs when the light is reflected from an object or when the beam is interrupted. So it is a sort of a proximity. So what does it detect? Metal, plastic, wood, glass, paper, bottle, people. So everything that even the peoples are covered, the living human beings, and this thing will be covered. So metal to non-metal or people, everything is covered in this. So that is, we call the photoelectric sensor. The photo is nothing but light. Okay, right. So common market sensor, that is E3F DS30C4. The detection distance is 30 centimeters, very high detection, this thing. Supply voltage again the same. Simple example, object detection on conveyors, that is in factories when a transportation take place on the conveyor belt. So there the detection, what type of material for analyzing it, that is whether it is a liquid or solid or metal. So that type of movement on the conveyor belt is the idea of the purpose. When an object passes working, I'm just telling you, when an object passes in front of the sensor, the light beam is reflected or interrupted, the sensor output changes states. Arduino activates the buzzer. This is if you're doing a project with the Arduino, then it activates. Application, where we use this? So object counting of the object, conveyor automation, automatic doors, parking system, bottle filling machines. So this is very common for the bottling plants, that is bottle filling machines. But please remember, these sensors are a bit costly compared to your capacitive and inductive sensor. All right, so these are the three main sensors. And I have made a comparison table also for this, that is inductive, capacitive, and photoelectric sensor. So we have just given you this thing that detect metal, first case, that is capacitive, yes. And sorry, not capacitive, inductive, yes. Capacitive, yes. And photoelectric, yes. Detect plastic, no. Second case, yes and yes. And third case detects water. First one, that is inductive, it doesn't detect, no. Then it detects in capacitive and photo. Right. Detect glass in the first case, no. Second case, yes. And third case, yes. That is capacitive and inductive, capacitive and photoelectric sensor, it will detect. Now, typical range is for the first one, that is inductive, is 2 to 15 mm. Second one is 1 to 10 mm. And third one is very high, that is 10 centimeter up to 10 meters. Plus it can go. It can go about 10 meters also. So contact required in all the three cases, no. Cost, the first one is low and medium. Second one is medium cost, but the third one, that is photoelectric, is a bit cost. So these are about the comparison table. So finally, a summary I've made it, that is inductive sensors are ideal for metal detection and are widely used in industrial automation and machine tools. Capacitive sensors can detect both metal and non-metallic metallic materials, making them suitable for level sensing and packaging application, packaging industry. They use it. Photoelectric sensors use light to detect object over much greater distance and are commonly used for counting positioning and presence detection on the sensors are very commonly used in the industry. So I thought that we should have a little idea about these sensors, and if you are doing some industry-based project, we can use sensors according to our requirement. Thanks for watching. See you next time.